Let's go! Jayden Daniels is back. Comment down below your thoughts on Jayden's big decision. Do you believe this is good for LSU moving forward? At the end of this video, I'm going to give you my answer to that question. But honestly, right off the jump here, I'm pretty freaking excited that we're going to get to see JD5 back next year for this reason. He has everything I want in a quarterback. He's tough. He's a leader. He doesn't miss games with injury. He is one of my favorite LSU quarterbacks I've ever seen just because of his pure grittiness. We saw the Mississippi State game earlier this year where he had a gash on his head and he still was able to finish the game. Shout out to Jayden Daniels and what he's done coming all the way from California to where we are now as a team. So whether or not you like it, personally, as far as his talent level, I do find it a little strange that there are some people out there that just flat out don't like him for whatever reason. I think some of it is because, well, Jayden is an unorthodox quarterback. He does tend to miss throws down the field, and he does tend to throw a wobbly ball. But honestly, if you look really closely here, this guy quite literally bled for the team. Now, there's obviously a lot that we have to discuss about the future of this team, and I do think it is complex, but at the same time, it's not complex. Boom! I'm looking at you. Yes, you right now. So all the photos you see here are from the LSU Sports Instagram page, and it is complex because if you look to your left, you do see Walker Howard right there. And somewhere Garrett Nussmeier is probably in this room as well. And I know a lot of people want to talk about the futures of both of them. What are the likelihood that both of them stay now that Jayden Daniels has made the decision to stay? Now, like I always say, I have gotten also to I didn't say that smooth at all. I've gotten to know people close to Garrett Nussmeier as well. And honestly, I've never met Walker Howard or anybody, really tight to him other than interviewing Jack Besh once before. So honestly, I don't know what the future holds for those two quarterbacks, but I do believe that both of them saw Jayden Daniels as a guy that was going to play this year and then go to the NFL. And what's really fascinating about that is Jayden Daniels did move up draft boards on some mock drafts, most notably Mel Kiper Jr., but he is not a first-round quarterback. I'm a Jayden fan. I don't know if I'd give him a second or third-round grade because of some of his downfield throwing issues. I love him, but I once again want to be as objective as I can in my evaluations as well. And I do think another year of seasoning is very much needed for Jayden if he wants to take the next step as a quarterback. So obviously it is frustrating if you are Walker Howard or Garrett Nussmeier, not because you don't like Jayden Daniels, but the path to getting this golden job, which is the quarterback of LSU. Both of these young men really do love LSU. They looked up to LSU, most notably Walker Howard, his dad playing there. It does complicate things as far as the backup quarterback room is concerned. But, for me, I know it's been early signing period. There's a lot of different news. There's a lot of different notes surrounding this team right now. I did share in the Patreon and Discord. By the way, don't forget, subscribe to the Patreon Discord for, insights that, we get, film studies, all the good stuff. I did hear last week that this was likely to be what was going to happen. And I always felt that Jayden was going to run it back. And it does make it a little bit easier that he is a very marketable guy. And, well, the name, image, and likeness, he's probably going to get some good deals coming back as the face of what should be a national championship level roster. Now, what do we think about Jayden Daniels next year as a quarterback? Well, one thing we do know, once again, another key piece in the background, I almost said Will Blackwell. Will Campbell. Shout out Will Blackwell, another great North Louisiana offensive lineman. What we do know about Jayden is, well, he's got a great supporting cast. And look, the big thing for Jayden Daniels to improve on moving forward is his downfield throwing. And honestly, you probably would have liked it to be a little bit more efficient and better this year. I know his EPA per play numbers were actually fine. His QBR numbers were fine. But ultimately, our yard per play numbers were not fine. And that concerns me. And I think the big reason why they weren't so great is because we missed downfield shots. And honestly, Jayden hit some, but we could have hit more, and that's going to be the big thing for him next year. Honestly, we can get into, could he throw a better ball? Sometimes the ball does wobble out of his hand, untipped and with a clean pocket. I'm okay throwing a wobbler as long as you actually make the throw, and that's part one of becoming a better downfield thrower, is actually ripping the football, and that does need to get better. So it is honestly, a semi-complex situation, but it's also not, right? There's a lot of different factors that go into being a better downfield thrower. More consistent protection, more chemistry with your wide receivers, better play calling, home and road splits. Our road splits were not too great outside of a random Florida game versus a really, really historically bad Florida defense. And outside of that, we just didn't really do that well on the road. There's a lot of different things that LSU is going to prod and figure out what can we do to, make Jayden Daniels a better thrower of the football. But honestly, I do think this is a really, really good thing, because I understand that there are a lot of people out there that are wondering, is our ceiling with Jayden Daniels at quarterback 9-3, 8-4? Well, it could be if the downfield throwing doesn't get better, but the truth is Jayden Daniels is also safe. And I know that word isn't something that a lot of people like, but it is true. He is a safe quarterback. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a quarterback that's not going to turn the football over. You're going to get a quarterback that is transcendent as a runner. Not good, not great, but transcendent. I'm telling you, as years go by, I think there's going to be a little bit of some of these Jayden highlight runs that will age really well, and people will begin to see how great he is at actually running, and you'll see how great he is at improving the running game, something that we've talked about on our live streams recently. And I'll get into some rushing advanced analytics tonight on the live stream and on a deeper Jayden Daniels deep dive. What he did to our rushing numbers this year were nothing short of incredible. And I've talked to other analytics and film guys. Our rush yards after contact were the best it's ever been. And that's in large part because of Jayden Daniels and what he could do for your running game. So comment down below. Do you believe this is actually a good thing for LSU? I do. I'm very happy that, a very beloved Tiger, a Tiger that should be embraced by all of Tiger Nation for, leading us to an SEC West title. There are things that obviously need to be improved, and, I've been very vocal about that as well. But the truth is, we are returning a really good quarterback who has the potential to be great. It's just going to come down to, honestly, him. It really is. Like, there's only so much you can do to tell a quarterback, hey, we need to take more shots. Brian Kelly has been very vocal about that. So, yes, that's going to be the big thing. And if he does, we have quite literally a national championship level roster on offense. I have a lot of questions on the defensive side of the football, but the offensive side of the football is the more important side of the football, okay? It is Power Hour LSU BAM! And tonight, we're doing some Reubens. Throw on the sauerkraut, baby. Let's go.